Welcome everybody to YappingWalters. I'm your host Walter, and today we have a gamer, another gamer in our ranks. Hello.
Hello, I am CassiusConrad, a half-dragon English VTuber who plays a lot of games, mostly the games created, honestly, you might need to edit this bit out.
Don't worry.
If you were to ask me what games I like, just anything developed by Nihon Falcom, honestly.
Everybody has their taste, and that's yours, so that's totally okay. What game that they make is your favorite?
Oh.
Or what game that they have made is your favorite?
Oh, picking a single favorite game is going to be hard because I love all of them so much. But I guess I probably have to say, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, specifically the remake that came out last year, I think I would have to say is my favorite of their catalog.
Yeah, I would expect something like that because if you don't know, a listener, Cass likes to spread Tales propaganda, Trials propaganda.
All the time, to anyone who will listen.
Yep. In every Discord server that I've been, or the server that I'm host, that's the server that I have, there's at least 1 or 2 or 3 pieces of that propaganda, which is quite funny if you ask me. But it's fine. It's fine. It's mostly it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if anybody's favorite, everybody has their own taste, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Very true.
As I come to realize, everybody's own subjective opinion is right. Yours, mine, everybody's opinion is right.
Mm-hmm. You can't have a right or wrong opinion. It just is your opinion.
Yeah. I can say that Final Fantasy is overrated, and that's right in my view. Even though it's there is no in gaming, I would say there's no objective state. Yeah, there is like how much the game sold or whatever like that. But like if we are speaking like, is this game good or bad? Some people will say it's good, and some people will say bad, or they enjoyed this mechanic or the map of an open world was great, but to some it was an ass. Like everybody has their own taste. It's same with like books, movies, anime, drawing style, everything.
I mean, considering E.T. for the Atari 2600 caused the great gaming industry crash of the 80s, I think it's fair to say that one's objectively bad, but...
I bet there's at least few people who enjoy that game. I bet.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everybody has their likes, what they like and what they dislike. And that game might be for some, even though it's an atrocious crime of a game. There is people who will like that you might call surprising.
If any of them hear this, please, for the love of God, reach out to me, because I need to know what you see in it.
I don't know. I don't know. I like the color. That's the only positive that I can think of. I don't know what they were cooking with that game or thinking of. Like, everything just went wrong. Also, I believe that was released way too early. If it was released like 10 years later, yeah, I know the movie came out that year, but still, if the game was released like 10 years later or something like that, it would have been probably fine because Atari, it wasn't known for the most amazing graphics even back then. Like freaking, oh, I like the thing, the horror movie thing. It had a game, or it has a game, and it even got a remastered. It was basically just PlayStation. It's a PlayStation 2 game, I think, or PlayStation 2 game, but the remasters just have like better graphics. It's if you think about like a freaking GTA Definitive Edition, the thing remastered just bloody hell works. Not like that goddamn piece of media called GTA Definitive Edition, but like the nutshell is the thing remaster has just PlayStation 4 graphics instead of PlayStation 2 graphics. They updated the graphics and it works. It's basically the same game for, I believe it's $20 on Steam or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
It's a movie based game, but it's not an actual like it's not the same plot that the movie has. The plot of the game is you are returning to the outpost of 13. I believe it's been a while since I watched that. Also, everybody watch the thing. It's the best horror movie out there. But you return to the outpost after what happened in the movie, and you'll fight the alien, the thing, with your squad mates, and your squad mates might become the thing at some point, and you have to keep resourcing. You have to keep them not freaking. You have to make sure that they don't die hunger or from water or anything like that, and you have to make also sure that the thing doesn't infect them with anything. It's a fun game if you like that. If you like the thing, play that. It's a good game.
All right, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's even on sale on Steam. It has 90 positive of user reviews.
Yay, spring sales!
Yeah, that's also a thing that is happening now. If you're listening, buy some games that might look interesting.
Sorry, I updated the recording. Whoops.
But yeah, like every spring, winter, summer, autumn, when Steam releases their sale, bada bim, bada boom, everybody just buys them. It's basically just giving, get our money, please. I want to keep the money.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, the sales are pretty good. They are pretty good. Like freaking, I believe Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor are right now, both games, $10. You can buy both games for $10, which is
sounds about right.
A perfect deal. But what you would say is the most underrated feature in a game?
The most underrated feature in a game? Oh, that's an interesting question.
There is few that I can maybe think. One being freaking good way to tell environmental storytelling, that it's not like a freaking yellow paint situation. It's like it actually is like what happened here, why, or and that environmental storytelling that keeps you guessing. It's not like, oh, this person killed this, and oh, what happened? Like, it doesn't explain. It's not like a yellow paint situation.
That's a good one.
Another one. Well, that this is not an underrated, but one obvious thing is good UI.
Yeah,
and good UI and a good music, I will always put the same. If both suck, you'll know that they suck. That it's really annoying. But when they are really good, you don't notice them. Music-wise, you will notice, or you will like the songs that the OST has, but you don't be like, oh, this OST is ass, or what the hell is this song or theme for this character? You don't say that out loud. You just like, that on your mind, or maybe you people will say that out loud that I like the song for this character or the theme of the character. But personally, I just if I hate or dislike the soundtrack, I'm like, oh god, what the fuck is this song or theme for the character? No hand holding is also a thing. I will say that more games, please give me that. Like,
yeah, true.
What I have heard, I haven't played the game yet, but today, the game that was released today and is probably the most anticipated, one of the games that has been most anticipated of this year. Apparently, Crimson Desert doesn't handhold you, or another games that don't handhold you, Souls games. But in general, I do kind of prefer more of no hand-holding than the game teaches you like you every goddamn mechanic on. Like if the game lets you hang out, if the game lets you teach yourself like the mechanics, and that I kind of like that more because that gives more player freedom. But I don't mind if the game is like, here's a tutorial or here's another tutorial or like that. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Lots of tutorials in a game can get annoying though, but like sometimes it is just necessary.
Every MMO game in a nutshell.
Tell you what, I'm not sure how like underrated this would be depending on who you ask, but one thing that I definitely would like to see more of is parkour systems like the old Prince of Persia games, like the Sands of Time, Warrior Within, Two Thrones style of like parkour in games has never really gone away, but it's much more like, if you look at Uncharted or the new Tomb Raiders, it's very much more sort of slow and methodical, very look for a handhold, sort of take your time getting around it. Whereas the Prince of Persia style is much more like free-flowing, moving to the next. You go all over the place, you slide down things really fast, you jump all over the place. I think I don't know how underrated that system is, but I definitely want to see more of it, which is one of the reasons I was quite sad to see that Ubisoft cancelled the Sands of Time remake.
Sadly, they cancelled like 6 or 8 games or something like that. But the only games that I can think of with the parkour, like, of course, every open world has some elements of parkour games, but like games that have dedicated system for parkour is Assassin's Creed, Mirror's Edge, Ghost Runner, I believe, is the one game.
Is that the first-person one? Like,
yeah, I think it's the freaking. I do like to remember Ghost Runner. Yeah, freaking Ghost Runner is the guy with the freaking. If anybody has seen a Steam page where there's a cat, a masked individual holding a katana in the back of his head. That is the game.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm thinking of.
And the game has even like a speedrun mode or something like that. And yeah, that's one. Most of Hazelight games, and they're like Hazelight and their games, they made like It Takes Two, Split Fiction, good game by the way, everybody play that. Freaking Way Out, and they are now I think working on a new one. They have small elements of parkour, but not that much. Tomb Raider has one a lot of parkour elements. But yeah, not a lot of games have parkour elements, which is sad. Even less of games have sense of time style of a parkour, which is sad because I do remember playing Prince of Persia games and liking it a lot. But
Yeah, it always felt so cool to just run all over the walls, all over the place in those games.
yep. I get that Ubisoft wants to Assassin's Creed parkour to be what it has been like 11-ish years or something like that when they changed the parkour system from the Syndicate and that. But sometimes I would wish that games like Assassin's Creed that is not a yearly franchise, but like a franchise that keeps going and going and going, would try something like that, because why not? It's not gonna kill the IP. The IP is killing themselves thanks to Ubisoft. But just try it. Why not? I of course I understand like a freaking why Fortnite or Apex or any live service doesn't try that, because it will take way too long to even try to development that kind of style. But like a single player action game, give me that, please. I'm trying to think another one that could work as well. Another game franchise that could be handy dandy with a freaking as has a that could need a parkour system. For the lols, I'm in a Lego game that is basically only parkour.
That would actually be very interesting to see. I would be down for that. Yeah.
Like a Lego game where you have to like whenever you jump, you have to build the ledge that you're gonna grab or something like that. That would be funny, fun, and also it would be good in a way because it uses Legos. You can build the ledge and then you have to move. Sly Cooper is also another parkour game that has a lot of features in parkour, even though it's based on 2004, something like that. What game or a franchise you want to get a remake or a remaster?
If you asked me this a year ago, my answer would have been Trails in the Sky First Chapter, but that's got its remake now, so I don't really. That doesn't really apply anymore. So I think honestly I would probably go with the Ape Escape trilogy.
Yeah.
From PlayStation up to PlayStation 2, the first 3 Ape Escape games, get them a graphical update, remaster, whatever, and then make a fucking sequel. I played the absolute shit out of 3 as a kid. It was so much fun. They're such simple games, but they're so fun. I love them so much. And I just want more of it. When will you make more, please?
The first one is actually on PlayStation 4 and 5. Yeah, the 1990 game is on, but yeah, that will sound good because the last Ape Escape game was released like I don't know, freaking
mid 2000s, I want to say.
Main series. Ape Escape 3, 2005. Thank you.
It was bang on, mid 2000s, yeah.
I would say a game that needs a remake or a remaster is not a good game, it's a bad game with interesting ideas. Because that way, the developers, anybody and freaking anyone has an opinion what is a bad game, but like freaking any game that is bad, or freaking it had a lot of problems. That way, a remake could fix the problems. And the game could be good because like did I enjoy Resident Evil 4 remake? Absolutely, but did it need a remake? Not
That's like
necessarily.
the poster child of unnecessary remake when the original version was already on literally every console and PC
Yeah,
and
but
still functioned absolutely fine.
but I do say I do prefer some section of the remake than compared to original, and also it's not a surprise because Capcom is remaking all of the Resident Evil games.
Mhm.
Which is a good idea. Thanks Capcom for that. What is a bad game that could need a remake? Well, fuck me, Mass Effect Andromeda. That game, or give me goddamn 10,000 updates, because that game needed a lot of updates to be better. Same goes to freaking what the hell the game is that I'm looking for. But like every PlayStation, not every, but most of the PlayStation 2 games that sucked could need a remaster or a remake to fix the bugs, fix the problems that the game had, and make it better. That way, it could increase the popularity of the IP, and that way the publisher or the studio could make a sequel, and people would like that. I would like that, because we don't have... The more IPs we have, the better.
Tell you what, one Nintendo game I'm actually going to shout out of could actually use a good remake would be Super Mario Sunshine. Because the game is a lot of fun. It definitely still has all of the Mario charm to it. But my god, is the physics engine buggy as hell. And there are a lot of levels that are made so much harder, not through any fault of the players needing to get better at it, just because the physics is bugged as fuck. So I think remaking that game and fixing the physics engine could take us back to Isle Delfino, which would be cool. We haven't seen that. We haven't been to that location since the original release of Sunshine. And B, make a lot of the levels much less impossible.
Yep. And also don't bundle it, Mario All Stars 35 or something like that. Because that game is no longer selling, because it was a limited what's the word? Limited sale or something like that.
Yeah.
It's it's Super Mario 3D All Star, but yeah. Like, same as I would love if Nintendo would just sell Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy like separately, because I'm always more happier if I don't need the two or one. If I only need the two games, I can just buy them separately. I would prefer that, but it's Nintendo. What they do stupid shit. Bad game that bad games need a remake from 2000. 2002 from 1990 to 2007. Like freaking, I want a remake of the Telltale's Jurassic Park game.
There was a Telltale Jurassic Park game?
Yeah, there were. They made that, if I remember correctly, they made that before they made The Walking Dead.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Something like that. They were similar-ish, like I think Jurassic Park was 2011 and Walking Dead was 2012. Or something like that. And that game is no longer available to buy, which sucks. That's also one thing that I really hate. If I like the problems with those are license issues, but I would prefer freaking a store, Steam, whatever, a store that lets me buy older games that are under like a license or something like that, like Spider-Man Web Shadow. Activision made that, but Activision no longer has the rights of Spider-Man, so you cannot buy it anymore anywhere. But just release it on a store. Marvel gets all the money, and I'm happy customer. Same as the Jurassic Park rights owners. Just sell the game, you get the money. Simple as that. But no. Freaking, I have to go in the random ass site and download the game as a ROM. I wanna support the IPs, but since you cannot basically freaking buy them except on a freaking, like, if you go on a used market, they're like 200, not 200, 100, 85, 89, $70 like that. It's not worth it.
Oh yeah, that's one of the, we are potentially getting into a maybe shady topic now, but when it comes to like old games that are out of print and purchasing them on the second-hand market, there is literally no way to get the game and actually give money to the developers, the publishers, whatever, in procuring it. I am absolutely fine with just getting an emulator and a ROM in that situation.
Yeah, but I would prefer if I could support...
I would prefer to be able to just buy it online and get actually get it legally. But in cases where that's not possible,
it's freaking... It shouldn't be too hard to freaking supporting the IPs that you wanna, but companies make, like, there is the freaking Deadpool game. If you wanna buy that on used, it's like $84, something like that. That game was $60 when it was released, and by God, if the game would even exist today normally, $60 a game on back 2015, 14, 13, 16, something like that would be on sale constantly. Like Witcher 3 was released back 2015, something like that, and it's often on sale, like for $3, $4, $5.
Damn.
And please, everybody, buy that masterpiece. You're gonna cry. You wanna be the best dad for Siri after that game. And also, Witcher 4 is coming, so like, it's not a surprise that Witcher 3 is still one of the best games to be, like, it's one of the most well-loved games. Yeah, it's on, Witcher 3 is now on sale like for $6, but I would just prefer if people buy the freaking complete edition, that's $10. You get all the DLC, and you know the DLC is good when the freaking Hearts and Stone got Blood and Wine got nominated on 3 award shows, freaking, as the best action game.
Oh, damn.
It's basically 10-hour, 20-hour long story, so you basically get another game.
Fair play.
Yeah, it's 90. It's on 92 on Metacritic, and yeah, so embark on over 30 hours of new adventures, discover and land unlike anything you've seen in the Wild Hunt or Heart of Stone. Yeah, you get a huge bigger piece of content, and it's the same, like, I would say, for Separate Ways. Resident Evil 4, like the remake. Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, it's freaking $8, $9, $6, something like that. And that has basically another Resident Evil game inside of it. It's similar length to, like, freaking... It's 8 hours, I think, 9 hours, 10 hours, something like that. And Resident Evil 4 remake itself is like 15 hours, 16 hours, something like that. So, yep. There's few cases when I say the game it's worth it on just the DLC, but Witcher 3 is definitely one of them. and if you don't like open world games, I would say just still play it, because the map itself is not that big. It's not freaking, what's a good word? It's not like Red Dead Redemption 2's map that is... RDR2's map is huge. But, like, it's quite small with modern standards. It's quite small, and you'll have quite a lot to do. This, I would say, it's a freaking good of a feature if the devs are making an open world game. It's not a huge open world game because oftentimes they are not great. Maybe they are they are like the freaking surprise ones, like Red Dead Redemption 2, even though I said the map is huge, but that game's story, quest, and everything is just... If you like Western games, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the best. Or Red Dead Redemption 1. What games you dislike? What game features you dislike?
Game features I dislike.
Of course, microtransactions. Let's get the obvious way.
Yeah, microtransactions fucking suck. I think everybody would agree with that. One thing, this is sort of this is a feature that appears in games, but it's sort of a genre feature rather than a game-specific one. But when it comes to horror, I am not a fan of jump scares because I feel that is taking the easy route, whereas better horror would build up the atmosphere around it, fill the air with creepy music, creepy visuals, just make things make a scarier area and atmosphere. Don't just have things jump out at me and say boo all the time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would still say jumpscare has its place, but don't overuse it.
Yeah.
Like freaking, I know Final Fantasy is basically the freaking game that yeeted the jumpscare norm to over the moon, but like that game, because the only horror is the jump scares and you get to control or defend more, like that you don't get the jump scares as easily. It makes that game great, and the jump scare work on those games. But like if the game gives you fucking jump scares in 5 seconds, then 6 seconds, and then 8 seconds, and like that, you don't get scared anymore of those jump scares. You get numb. You basically become numbed to them. It's like I
also, can I ask, just Five Nights at Freddy, the first game mechanically makes no sense. Why does it take power to keep the doors closed? That makes zero sense. They are sliding down doors. It would take less power to leave them closed than it would be to have them open. Sorry, that is completely unrelated tangent, but I've always needed to get that off my chest. It makes no sense to me.
If I remember, there's a lore reason, if I remember correctly. It's because the freaking place that Final Fantasy 1 takes place has problems with the battery, and it goes lower and lower with time or something like that. It's been a while since I played, since I freaking looked into the lore of NF1, but like something like that. But yeah, kind of not makes sense. But it's probably for a gameplay reason in there.
I mean, yeah, it's for gameplay reason is the actual reasoning behind it, but still.
Fair.
It logically doesn't make sense to me.
To be fair, that game's animatronics don't make that much of a sense. That kids that got murdered and put their bodies into the suit and they become kind of haunted, if I remember correctly. That doesn't make sense, but whatever. Also, freaking having a man in a purple suit using a goddamn, I think he used an axe. Purple guy used an axe to disassemble the suits and whatever. It doesn't make sense, but I would say most of the time horror games don't make sense in a realistic way. Like goddamn Resident Evil in a nutshell doesn't make any sense in a horror, in a realistic way. I mean, or Alan Wake, yeah, or if Alan Wake doesn't make any goddamn sense in freaking realistic way, but who cares? Now becomes the important question: is gaming dead?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what fucking doomers try to say, it is still one of the largest entertainment industries in the fucking world. Sure, it has its issues. What industry doesn't? At the end of the day, people are still buying consoles, people are still buying games, people are still buying PCs. That's not changing anytime soon. No matter how much people hate whatever AAA game is the public enemy number one of the month.
Do I think gaming is dead? No, but do I think it's changing? Yes. That is like an actual, like in my opinion, the fact that gaming is changing. There's more live service. There's more change to freaking get the money. Yeah, it's changing more results than the fun. Maybe it's the right word, but like most of the AAA games, yeah, I know it's mostly the AAA game. There are exceptions, like I do like Marvel's, like the PlayStation series of Spider-Man games. They are great, but like most of them feel samey-ish. And I get that, like a studio has its style, like Naughty Dog has its style with most of their games. Also, people realize the reason why Naughty Dog releases so many goddamn remaster, it's their way to train new hires to work on their game engine. It's for that reason. Because they don't use like a standard engine, they use their own, whatever the name is. It's the same like Resident Evil. Capcom uses Reach the Moon engine for their games and etc. Like that's what. But yeah, Naughty Dog has its style. Naughty Dog's style is third-person realistic-ish style. Like if you look at The Last of Us, it's quite quote-unquote quite realistic, like all the animations, and it's gritty and that. Capcom has its style. Being freaking with Resident Evil, it has its own style. It's survival horror or action horror game. Freaking Remedy has its own weird style. Freaking yeah. Every game has its style, but like freaking AAA games feel safe, too safe. They don't take risk. Luckily, like Crimson Desert, it's a AAA game. It looks good. I haven't played it yet, but it's taking risks. It's basically an open world game that is taking like elements from every game and putting them into one. Basically, that is a risk. But like a freaking Rockstar is not practically taking risks with their gameplay or anything like that. It's the same over the shoulder third person game. I would wish that studios would try more with their games. And luckily that's what indie games are. Indie games are oftentimes the people who make the innovations for the games. It's not usually AAA, at least not now. Maybe it was like freaking 10 years ago, something like that, but nowadays, because games are games are easier to make. They ever have been. Developers have more tools in their hands than ever. And it's easier to patch a game now than it was like 10 years ago, something like that. So, yeah. But do I wish that there would do I wish that live service games would go away? No and yes. I would wish there would be less. That's the answer. But like every game franchise, every game genre, live services have their place. It's fun to play live service games with your friends, or if you enjoy the game.
Just be creative with them. Don't
Yep.
bring out another Genshin Impact clone or Fortnite clone or Marvel Rivals clone. Looking at you, or Overwatch clone. I'm fucking looking at you, Highguard. There is a reason you died in 2 months. It is because you didn't do anything to actually push the boat out and do something creative. You wanted to make another live service hero shooter, and everyone said, we've already got 50 of those. We'll play one of the 50 of those that we already do.
What I understand about Tiger is, freaking, it was actually a competent shooter. I mean, a shooter, well, because it was made by former shooter devs. But what 2 words I love because of a game fails: toxic positivity. That I love, that freaking games don't get cancelled because of toxic positivity. Also, don't ever, please, game studios tell that their player base or the player base is wrong or players are wrong. It's most oftentimes no. It's most oftentimes that you are wrong. Like freaking Highguard dev said that it's partially gamers' fault. Do I think it's actually gamers' fault? No, but I do think it's gamers did say the gamers did. Players were a little bit too angry at, or not angry, but like disappointed at the game even before trying. But to be fair, Highguard wasn't innovative. It's just another hero shooter that we don't need. I already have 3. I have Apex, Marvel, and Overs. I'm gonna play those.
Yep.
Like the thing is, you can be a hero shooter in the modern day, but you have to be just as good or better. Like, I started playing Marvel Rivals even though I was playing Overwatch. That Marvel Rivals is just such a good game that it deserved a spot in the live service, and it's going still strong. Like, the game has like freaking 60, 70,000, 80,000 on Steam alone, which is great. It has a healthy player base, which every game should be looking for. Like, if the game has a healthy player base, that's perfect. That's what exactly. Yeah, the game has like 115,000 players already, which is like in this moment, which is good. It's that game has a healthy player base. If the game has a healthy player base, it's not dead. Also, when I hate that nowadays, if the game has, let's say, 50,000, 60,000 players, the game is dead. According to people on Twitter, because, well, Twitter is dumb as believe, but if the game has, like I said, 50, 60,000, people think it's dead. Which is not true. 50, 60,000 on one platform is really healthy.
Yeah. It's also really funny when they apply that standard to, like, single-player adventure games as well.
Yeah, that's
because
dumb.
You're obviously going to see peaks and troughs of players with those over time, because usually people will get to the end of the story, finish the game, and then not play it again for a while because they've finished it. That is and yeah, sure, they may end up replaying it again in time, and you might see the number of players spike back up again. But generally speaking, once people finish that story, that's probably it. So of course you're naturally going to see players drop off over time as more people finish it.
Yeah, it's a single player. It's the same thing with movies. You watch the movie, if the movie is as great that you like think it is, you'll probably maybe go and watch it on a second time in theaters. Maybe that's rare of the case with a lot of people. But if you buy a DVD of an X movie, you'll watch that X movie once a year maybe, or once a month or something like that. But you don't go like, today I'm gonna watch that again and tomorrow I will watch it again. Of course, if you're as a dumbass as me, you watch the same movie in weekly. Like, I watch Pirates of the Caribbean franchise basically weekly because I'm nostalgic with that series.
Fair enough.
But
I mean, when Dragon Ball Super Broly came out in the West, I watched that in theaters 6 times, and then I got the Blu-ray, and I've watched it another 5 times at least since then. So
yeah, it's again, people watch that, but it's not like freaking the movie's dead. The dumbass term,
Yeah.
but movie or the game is not dead if the game doesn't have, or the movie doesn't have a player. But I hate that word. If the game doesn't have a player base of a certain, every live service game, like every game will have less players probably on the on like a freaking 2 years from now than it had on launch. Like Rivals had on launch like 600,000 players or something like that. Now it has 100, and that's just normal. It's just time. People move on. There might be some new players coming. And like when Apex Legends released, I think it had like on 2 weeks like 50 billion players or something like that. That's no way it's gonna stay up. But if the game again has a healthy player base, you're gonna be happy. If you like in a multiplayer game, if you can find matches on like a minute or two or under a minute, you're gonna be just fine. Like the Apex has like 81,000 now. That's completely good.
Yep.
It's not, games are not dead. In my opinion, what is a dead game? A game that you cannot find a match in 30 minutes, or you cannot play. That's for me a dead game.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I'm giving I'm easy with the time, because most people would say, even if it's like 10 minutes, they would say game is dead. But I can be patient. I'm not. My brain is not broken by TikTok, at least not yet. And my attention span is good. Yeah. Again, if the game has a healthy player base, that's not dead game. And make less live service games. Make more co-op live service games. What I mean by co-op live service, I don't mean like a Fortnite co-op. I mean Valheim is a live service game. It's a live service game. It gets updates like live like every month basically. It might be a patch note or something like that, but like co-op live service like Valheim, for example, Minecraft. I know it's a single player game, but still, like Valheim, you can play co-op or solo, or Deep Rock Galactic is co-op game. You can play that with your buddies. Like those games, like you can have fun with your buddies. Those games, please, more. Subnautica 2 is gonna have a freaking co-op feature, which I will love to get scared with a body. And the original devs, like the original 3 creators, got reinstated thanks to the court judge ruling their favor. If you know the lawsuit between Crafton and the 3 creators.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Yes.
But
yeah, didn't the publisher essentially like just try to oust the CEO of the developing company and a load of the senior staff just completely illegally to try and get out of paying them a contractual bonus or something like that?
Yeah, it was, I believe, 2022-21 when Crafton bought the freaking, what's the company's name, freaking, but the creators of Subnautica. And they were doing the Unknown Wilds Entertainment. It was like 22, 21, 23 when freaking Crafton bought Unknown Worlds Entertainment, and they were already making Subnautica 2, I believe. At least I believe so. Subnautica 2, that is. They were doing already that, and Crafton and Unknown Worlds, like the 3 creators, because they fired the 3 creators, like the CEO, I believe, senior art design or something like that, and then vice president or something like that. Like in a nutshell, they fired the 3 creators, and then they had a like deal with between Craft and Unknown Worlds that if the game was released last year, I believe, the studio would get 250 million as bonuses. and this what the three creators said and promised to the devs that they would share, like everybody would get a piece of that. So basically everybody would get at least 10,000 or something like that. In like not everybody is gonna get like a freaking a million, but like a lot of people would get a 6-figure bonus basically. But then Crafter was like, nope, we don't wanna pay that much of money. No. We are gonna fire you. And the Crafton CEO even used ChatGTP to research a reason to fire the three creators. But then the three creators sued Crafton for firing them for dumbass reasons. And they
Good
won.
on them.
They won that recently. And the best middle finger to Crafton is they have to rehire the three creators. And the 250 million, like the window, has been extended. So like if Subnautica 2 releases under that extended window, I don't remember, or I don't even think that they said how long the extended window was. And if they make the bonuses, the bonus goals, the Crafton has to pay unknown words of that money.
Yeah, it's court ordered now. They can't fucking get out of it no matter what they do.
Of course, Crafton is gonna appeal it, of course, but I don't think they're gonna succeed at it.
No.
At least I don't think so. But yeah, basically, if I hate that there's a lot of companies buying on other companies. I hate that. But yeah, don't if you wanna fire but if you're firing staff, fire them for the right reasons. Don't be like, I don't wanna pay the bonuses that was in the contract. Don't be like that. It's just dumbass.
Absolutely.
Just no. Just no. Yeah. But yeah, more co-op games, please. I want those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the co-op games have been on a downward trend. It's pretty much mostly just like, what was their name? Hazelight Studios, the ones that did It Takes Two. They're the like major co-op devs nowadays, and you don't see many other devs actually. Well, not really.
Baldur's Gate 3, I believe, has a co-op feature, so that's a plus sign.
Yeah.
But it's mainly a single-player game. But yeah, like more. Even if you're not gonna make your game a co-op, like Baldur's Gate 3, add a co-op feature, some sort, because that way it makes more fun.
Yeah, a lot of I'm not going to say it would be easy. I have no idea what goes into game dev. I don't know this stuff, but it does at least seem like for quite a lot of games with a single player campaign, just adding an optional add a buddy in mode wouldn't be the most difficult thing in the world. Again, this is not coming from someone who has any experience in game dev. Maybe I am completely talking out of my arse, but just more options would be nice.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, it's not that hard. Some engines, of course, work differently, but I would think for Unity and Unreal and all other like open engines that you can use, it's easier. At least I think so. But yeah, another question is does being a game, if the game is long, does it be, or if the game is like, I don't know, 50 hours long, is it the same worth of value than game that is 15 hours long, for example, or 20 hours long? It's a weird question, I know, but like I saw a TikTok or a short that it said that being long of a game doesn't it's not that makes the game worth it, basically, even though it's longer than this game or that game.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I mean, I'm a JRPG player. I play a lot of really long fucking games, but I can I don't think the length of a game itself inherently makes it better or worse. Like,
Yeah.
sure, if you look at it, technically, if you look at it from a purely mathematical perspective, the more hours you get out of the more hours it takes you to complete a game, the more game you have got for your money, which is which is a way you can look at it. But generally speaking, like, as long as a good experience you can have in 100 hours and a good experience you can have in 20 hours are still both good experiences at the end of the day.
Yep. And it was like comparing Resident Evil Requiem's hours to Silk Song. Like Silk Song, I believe it's like 30 or 40, 50 hours, something like that. And Resident Evil Requiem for me was like 9 hours, 10 hours, something like that, 11 hours, something like that. And Silk Song being $20 and Requiem being $70, and people were mad about the length, but like, I'm gonna replay Resident Evil Requiem a lot in the future, so again. Yeah, this is the perfect point. If I don't want a game to, not every game needs to be 100 hours, 50 hours, 40 hours, but if they do have a replayability worth, that's the most important thing, or one of the most important things to me. If they are replayability wise good, I don't care if they are 5 hours long. I'll play that shit 20 times if the game has replayability. Like Resident Evil are basically perfect. You can go back to do challenges in the story, or if the game is RPG, you can make different choices on the next playthrough, like Baldur's Gate 3 is perfect example, or original Divinity Sin 2 or 1, or the third Divinity. I assume it's similar to Baldur's Gate 3, but in Divinity.
I would be very surprised if it wasn't. I think Larian kind of have the market on that style of game now.
Yeah. Luckily they are the only studio that are, not luckily, but they are the only studio that is making CRPG games in this day and age. Nobody else is doing them, which is sad.
Yeah.
But they are doing that masterfully. But like, yeah, if the game has replayability wise, that's perfect. And of course, one thing I would add to that is make a mod launcher inside of a game, like Baldur's Gate 3 has one inside of the game. It just makes easier to press the download button, bada bim, bada boom. You have the mod, just works. Like I'm playing a Baldur's Gate 3 run with a modded character, and it just works.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, you just look in the on the mod launcher and look in the mods over there. Of course, you can just do the Nexus run, aka just go on the Nexus and download that one, but it's just way easier with the mod launcher inside of the game. You can look up any more like the mods that are there. Click the download, bada bim, bada boom, it works.
I'm definitely going to need to look into that at some point then, because I would be interested to see like what other. Probably, I would imagine people have like modded other subclasses and classes and races into the game, so I would definitely want to see what people have added in.
What my character is Sharkai. It's a race. It's a sub race for drows. And it doesn't exist in the game, but it's a race in the lore, like. But they worked, and there's actually dialogue options for those. For that character, like, they are not custom made, of course, but like they are from somewhere of the game, and they do work quite well. And personally, I haven't had any problems with the mods so far, at least. They don't they don't crash your games. At least I don't think so. And they work most of the time. And you can actually choose, do you want to play with mods or not? In the beginning, which is nice. There's a few questions left that I wanna keep asking. What games you look for the most that are coming up?
Trails in the Sky second chapter. Kyoto Xanadu. Whatever East 11 is going to look like when that gets announced, because I am like 90% certain Falcom are working on that in the background. Trails Beyond the Horizon 2. That I have a primal need for. Because, oh my god, the ending of Trails Beyond the Horizon absolutely broke me. So, everything Falcom is making, basically, who could have seen that coming?
If you know Cass, you know.
But in terms of other games I'm looking forward to, honestly, Pokemon Wind and Waves looks really cool. We've seen one trailer for it so far that just showed off the new starter Pokemon, but that one does. I'm excited to see how that goes, especially since it looks like they are giving it actual time to cook in the oven.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I know. They've just done the first announcement trailer, and it's not, which would normally mean for Pokemon, it would be coming out probably sometime this Christmas. But they announced it's not coming out until next year.
Oh.
And they have probably had a team working on this, at the very least, since the last Scarlet and Violet DLC came out, would be my guess. Which was... Let me just have a double check on that.
Scarlet and Violet. Oh boy. Oh boy. That Scarlet and Violet is that one game that how low can franchise can sunk.
So the last Scarlet and Violet DLC released in 2023. Oh. So I genuinely imagine there have been people working on Generation 10 since then, I would guess. So I think this game looks like it has had time to cook, and it's getting more. So I'm actually quite excited to see what happens with it. I may end up very disappointed.
Would it be probably the first time?
We'll see. Honestly, if I can be completely honest, Scarlet and Violet, yes, they had their issues, definitely way too many bugs, but it was still the most fun I had with new Pokemon games in a very long time. I fucking loved them despite the issues.
Yeah, that's fair. I just dislike that game so much that one of my favorite content creators said the best. You might don't. Actman said when he reviewed the game, he basically said that you might like it, but please don't defend it. You deserve better.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Like I said, I did absolutely love my time playing it. I still fully acknowledge it came out completely undercooked.
Also, where the hell is voice acting? I've been waiting for that on a Pokemon game the past 15 years. And it's not like I'm excited for the Game Freak's The Beast of Reincarnation game. That I'm excited for, because I wanna see if it's only Nintendo who is to blame, or is it actually the company who is the fault? Okay, is the Game Freak actually to blame why the games suck, or is Nintendo the reason why the games suck? I do think it's probably 70-30, that it's 70% Nintendo and 30% of higher ups on Game Freak that don't let the devs cook with their games. But do I think, like, I do like what I see on Beast Reincarnation. It's like Souls, like DMCA, like Devil May Cry style game with a goddamn big ass wolf, dog, whatever. I do like that. But is there any other games that you are excited?
Other things coming out that I'm excited for. So, back on the JRPG train, I think it first got teased a while ago, and we haven't had any news of it since. But I really want Dragon Quest XII because I played Dragon Quest XI a couple years ago, and I absolutely loved that game. It very quickly became one of my favorites. I would probably put it, if I were making a top 10 games, it would definitely be in there, quite possibly in top 5, honestly. So I definitely want to see what happens with 12. Unfortunately, we haven't got any new news of it since that initial teaser, which is somewhat understandable given since then Akira Toriyama did pass away, may he rest in peace, and he was heavily involved with those games' artwork and development, so I could understand that there has been delays on it because of that. But at the same time, Square Enix have also remade 4 older Dragon Quest games since then that have all released in the last couple years. And so it's like, yeah, sure, that's really great. I want the new one though.
Yeah, I was just about to say that didn't Dragon Quest had a remake semi recently or something like that?
Yeah, so we've had HD 2D remakes of the first 3 games. So they released Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, then as a bundle, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, because technically speaking, timeline-wise, 3 actually comes before 1 and 2. And then just in February, I think it was, literally last month, they released a remake of Dragon Quest 7.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah. And yeah, I'm all for these remakes happening, making the games more accessible. Especially, I am a big fan of the HD 2D style, so I'm very happy that that is getting some more love. But I also want the new game. I want the new one, Volta.
Well, I already got one of my game of the year. Freaking one of my contenders. Like, I am Resident Evil fan through and through. Thanks to Resident Evil 4 original. But I did play Requiem and I still loved it, and I would say it's one of my game of the year contenders. So that was one. And a game that was released actually today, Crimson Desert, is another one that I've been looking for quite a bit. It's an open world game that takes you to 100 hours basically to beat, because the map is twice the long of Red Dead Redemption 2's map. Twice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can be our mech, you can ride a dragon, you can build your faction, you can, like, it's not a narrative game, don't get me wrong, it's not a Witcher 3 narrative. It's more of a Breath of the Wild, go onto the wild, have fun. There's quest, you're gonna like stumble on it. But I've seen, oh my fucking god, it looks absolutely good. And what I've seen, it's quite well optimized, so... And it's a seamless open world. So no loading screens, but I understand. So there's puzzles, there's adventure, there's customizable, there's one protagonist, 2 playable characters, there's one brute, and then there's one with a freaking pirate pistol and a small katana, if I remember correct, and the brute has like a freaking big ass sword or a freaking axe or something like that. It has everything, and the combat, the combat looks amazing. It has day and night, so like that game looks absolutely fantastic. And like I said, 200 hours for $70. It's made by Pearl Abyss, that you may think it's because Pearl Abyss makes Black Desert Online. It's an MMO game. It's a single player game with no microtransactions. except the deluxe edition, but I don't really count those as microtransactions. They're just,
yeah.
But like they don't have any microtransactions in there. You have your world, explore it, and bada bim bada boom, you play it, and that's what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna buy it as soon as I'm done with recording this episode. I'm curious about the Beast reincarnation because again, it's made by Game Freak. I'm curious about that because I wanna see if it's only the freaking fault of the Nintendo or is Game Freak actually a bad studio? And what I mean by a bad studio is because if anybody has seen how the Pokemon games are running and like the problems with those games, you'll know what I mean.
Slightly defend. I mean, sure, Legend ZA isn't the prettiest game in the world, but I haven't heard anyone say anything about it having any like frame rate or running issues or anything like that. No, especially on the Switch too.
Yeah, but like Arceus wanted to be Breath of the Wild, but in a Pokemon, and that didn't work. It didn't work as well. Like Scarlet and Violet had its problems. Also, the city was dead. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but every time you wanna go into a building, it's a black loading screen. You go. It's if I remember correctly, it's zooming out and zooming out, zooming in and zooming out. But I don't want to go into rant mode because that's no fun. But yeah,
another game that I just actually thought of that I am at least interested to look in, and not a Japanese game this time, is Insomniac Games Wolverine, which I'm pretty sure is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't played Miles Morales or Spider-Man 2, but I absolutely loved the first Spider-Man game they did. I probably will play the other two at some point. And I am really interested to see... I mean, one of the things I'm most interested to see is just how they would balance a Wolverine game. Like, how do you... Because, like Deadpool, he just has a healing factor. So how do you... Like, what can the failure state be when he literally... It is in his powers that he can't fail? And also just the game looks very bloody and cool, and that from the trailers that I've seen, so that looks fun to see.
I think they actually said how they're gonna do it. They are like saying that Wolverine can slowly regenerate, regen his health if you do damage. So it's so it's again, if he dies, he dies. It's not like he's gonna fucking regenerate his bones if he gets obliterated. But like, if you don't do damage, it will slowly heal. But if the health goes down, you'll die. It's if you do damage, you heal more or faster. I mean, it's like that. I'll say that it's a good system. I do like that approach because it works.
That's a good way of doing it.
Windrow is another one that I've been looking for. I've been hooked. I have been taking a pause because I did basically do everything that was on the demo. But Windrow is Enshrouded mixed with Valheim mixed with Pirate. It's basically like that. You can build your pirate town, your ship. You can customize your ship. You can You can put crew members to do things that you wanna do. If you want them to cook or grind the resource, you can ask them to do those. And it doesn't have a release date yet, but as soon as when that launches, I'm happy. Samson is made by former Just Cause devs. It's a crime. It's a la noir style of a game where you are a police in the 1990s. It is a GTA style, like what I mean, that you can drive, you can be in the open world, but you are solving crimes, investigating that. And it's releasing in 2 weeks. And what I understand, it's made by ex-Just Cause devs. I believe it's $30. It's not on Steam, but like I believe it. They said somewhere it's like $30 to $20 or something like that. It's a AA game, so don't expect like a Rockstar level game. It's a smaller open world game, basically, where you solve crimes. If I remember correctly, or something like that. And it looks It looks great. Where's my Steam? Because there's Expanse. Actually, I'm gonna put these two. Exodus and Expanse Osiris Reborn. Expanse Osiris Reborn is based on a TV show the same name, Expanse. You are no hero, just a mere caught in the wrong place. I'm gonna just read the Steam synopsis page here. You are no hero, just a mere caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to hold your crew together to keep ship up running. Your choices will shape the story. It's a Mass Effect style sci-fi RPG. It's a Mass Effect style RPG game. Which, if anybody knows me, I'll fucking love Mass Effect. I will simp every character on Mass Effect. That game holds my heart. And yes, Mass Effect 5 is on that list, but that's freaking 3 years on coming. But anyways, it's a third-person shooter that is linear, like again Mass Effect. It's more linear. The goddamn like the freaking Steam like the cover art. It's basically from Mass Effect Legendary Series, Edition. It's basically copied from that, and it's made by Owlcat. Owlcat is the studio who made Pathfinder games and other games like that. And they made Warhammer Rock Trader, but it's way different now than their previous. Their previous games were like Baldur's Gate 3 style, like top view. This is again like a Mass Effect style, like over the shoulder third-person shooter game with cover mechanics, story choices, dialogue. It looks absolute good what I've seen. And again, it's not an open world Starfield-esque game. You can, like, the thing is, you can create your either one of protagonists. You can create your female protagonist and you can create your male. Like, you can choose which one. And your choices will have consequences, thank God. Your party members can die. You can I believe there's romance. I think they have romance options over there. So I love RPGs. I love if the game has romance. I love that. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, another one, Exodus. Exodus is another one of Mass Effect style third-person view. But again, in here you can create your own character. This game has a lot of lore already. They have a lore book already.
Damn, all right.
So Exodus is a sci-fi action adventure RPG where you become the traveler, leading humanity's fight for survival against the Celestials. Celestials are basically alien god race, if I remember correctly. Face our evolution of 40,000 years into the future, explore extraordinary worlds, and confront time itself to shape the fate of the future generation. Why I'm so hyped, this is probably for me the most hyped game. I'm excited more for this than GTA 6, is that the choices are went to the steroids. The game is using this kind of mechanic that, let's say it's year 5535, and you do a certain choice, and you have to use your ship to go forward in the time, because the game uses time machines to make a choice. So basically, maybe you'll have to leave a party member in here, but if you go back in here later the time in the future, you'll see how they changed. Maybe they have a freaking family. Your choices will affect their, like, what happened to them, because every choice, every major choice, you will have to use the time ship, I think it's the right word, to go forward in the time and to save humanity from the Celestials. And maybe you'll have to leave a party member over there, and maybe he's dead, maybe he's not dead, maybe she married somebody and have a kid, or maybe this planet got conquered by the Celestials, or maybe they didn't, and like that. It's so so curious that freaking how the time choices affect the story. I'm so goddamn excited for that the choices you make affect the time also of the game. And like this is again one of the games I personally I love if the game has a character creation. I love that. It's safe. You can create you can be a human protagonist or you can be a celestial protagonist. You can choose between those two, of course, female or male. Like again, that's just normal in here, and it's made by also why I love this that it's made. There is some Larian devs, not Larian, BioWare devs that work on Baldur's Gate 3, and some that work on original Mass Effect games are working on this. So I love that. And yeah, there's the freaking Traveler, aka what the hell the guy's name is, freaking June Aslan, and also I believe you can create the brother of the main character or something like that. It's same concept than in Mass Effect Andromeda, which hopefully this is gonna be better. And yeah, freaking it's again on the road of Mass Effect that there's open areas, but it's not an open world. Like you can explore this area, make the choices, freaking it affect the story, and again it's the time machine that you have to go forward. It has so many possibilities of how screwed the choices you made could look like. And also the main one of the main protagonists from Interstellar is in this, Matthew what the hell is his name?
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, he's a companion character in this game.
Holy shit, okay.
I was surprised. This was
not expecting that.
Yeah, he actually announced this game on 2023 or 2022 when the game was announced. But yeah, again.
Okay, so they wanted another Keanu Reeves announcing Cyberpunk 2077 moment.
Yeah, but his character wasn't shown in the trailer, and his character was shown in like 2 years from that. They revealed his character, and like the game, what I like, what I disliked on Starfield that it didn't have any alien companions. This has alien companions. There's like a lot. Again, discover extraordinary worlds and jump companies. Explore the galaxy alive with aware and mystery, shaped by extraordinary worlds, unique beings, the bonds you force or break along the way. Encounter the lead formable cruise across the stars. Human, remember. But yeah, the thing why I'm excited is the time. Time. All the choices, like it might go 10 years into the future. It might go 5 years. 40 years, 50 years, you might see them old. Like, all those choices affect the story, which I'm all for it. All for it, because that is actually a huge challenge to take on. No RPG game that has choices has done that. That if you go forward in time, you'll see the, like, in the freaking, you'll see the consequences right there. Because the time ship is basically like hyperdrive in Star Wars. It's basically like that. If they use that, it moves the time like a lot, if I remember correctly. As a Finnish person, Control Resonant is not a huge surprise. Remedy games are always on my list that when they announce new games. I'm excited for those. It looks like a Devil May Cry mixed with in a Control world. It's basically it looks like
that's interesting.
It's way different than the first one, which I'm happy. Golf with Your Friends 2, whenever that is coming out.
Did they need to make a number 2 of that?
Yep. Apparently, yep. Freaking. What else I have in here? The freaking 007 First Light looks quite good. It looks exactly what I wanted from James Bond, or from a James Bond game. It's made by Hitman devs, in my opinion, best devs to work on a James Bond project, because
yeah, fair enough. I can see they would probably do a pretty good job of it.
Long Dark 2 and Subnautica 2. Long Dark 2 is basically best Finnish/Canadian post-apocalyptic survival game. And if you haven't played Long Dark 1, play it. It's one of the more harder survival games. Subnautica 2, because I wanna crucify myself with thalassophobia. And what I have seen, like, their enemy AI, holy hell. It uses basically kind of similar technology than Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation used three-way enemy behavior in front, behind, and like how far you were, how like were you up or up above or underneath the xenomorph or any of that. They use basically that like that. And what I've seen from the trailers, they are cooking. Even though the lawsuit kind of ruined my vibe with the game, but slowly but surely, it has come back. And since it has a co-op feature, I love that. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight looks great, but the fact is that that Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight has higher specs than Crimson Desert. Makes me worried.
What?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. It has bigger space. Higher specs. Like freaking, let's take the GPU. Freaking Legacy of the Dark Knight needs RTX 3080, but Crimson Desert needs freaking 2080. So there's a whole generation difference, which I'm asking, like, what the hell is happening over Warner Brothers development studio? Because what the hell? How the hell that is taking so? Why that is long? Needs higher? I don't know. Tomb Raider, that new 2 games that are coming out some soon-ish, and I know the remake of the first is basically for the reason of let's advertise the freaking TV show that they're making. But I don't care. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully it's as good of a remake that it can be, because the first Tomb Raider is quite old.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot there was gonna be a Tomb Raider remake.
They announced 2 Tomb Raider games on the Game Awards. The one is a remake of a freaking the first one, and the other one is Tomb Raider Legacy of freaking Tomb Raider Legacy of Legacy of Atlantis is the reimagination of 1996 the first game.
Okay, that should be interesting.
And the other one is a completely new game, which they don't have a Steam page, but they did release a trailer with. They look similar-esque, like similar gameplay is, which I do like. They both look good, but I hope that it's standing its own feet and it's not like freaking.
The most important thing any Tomb Raider, any remake of the original Tomb Raider needs is to bring back Lara Croft's pointy boobs.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I will not budge on that statement.
That's not happening.
Boo! Cowards!
Well, the game graphically doesn't help with that because it's on a modern game, modern graphics, so... and then only one live service I do have, it's Sea of Remnant. It's an open world pirate game. You can customize your character, you can freaking have your own ship, you can explore the world. And what I have played NetEase's live service games, I do like most of them, like Marvel Rivals is a good one, Where Winds Meets is good. It's not for me, but it's good. So I do have a hope, but as long as it's not too paid, it's not pay to win, I'm happy with the game. Then games that are not coming out this year: Mass Effect 5/4, whatever the name is gonna be, obviously. Witcher 4, obviously. I don't need to explain myself because I'm a Witcher fan. Witcher 1 remake, because people will agree this. Witcher 1 is one of the best Witchers, but it's one of the worst games ever made. So the remake I'm excited for. Cyberpunk 2. That's also a game that I'm holy hell excited. And this might be a surprise, but I'm excited for the shit games like Mindside, like The Day Before, like Concord to be released because all the content that people are gonna make it. For all like every shit game that's gonna be released. Because all the content and all the memes. All that. And all the surprising indie games. Like that I haven't played yet or haven't heard even. And the thing is, this came to mind, but speaking of Concord, I do find it funny that Concord has become basically a slur in the gaming industry. Like, if you say your game is as bad as Concord, then you know you fucked it up.
Yeah, true.
And obviously GTA 6, like, I think that's for good amount of people their most way anticipated game. For me, it's the RP. It's the role-playing service that I'm looking for, aka I have to wait like 2 years, 3 years until it comes to PC. But why I'm excited for the roleplay? Because Rockstar hired 5M, aka the biggest roleplay server devs, to work on GTA 6. Which I hope that the RP, the role-playing features are better than they were in 5. Because I wanna roleplay way better than the chunky GTA 5 was, basically.
Fair enough.
And all the updates that Epic is gonna do with Unreal Engine 5, that's also for developer standpoint, I think that I'm looking for. And what game? And final question is, what game franchises or franchise? If you cannot think one, multiple, that's fine. What game franchises you would like to get in or start playing?
That I want to get into,
or you're curious about trying them, but you haven't for some reason.
So Resident Evil would definitely be one. Like, I just have never really had like the thought or the time to really look into getting into it. Like, I know I probably would enjoy at least a couple of the games, so I should probably get into that one at some point. Then there's also, that's like the main horror franchise that I would want to look into. In terms of other ones, there is I definitely can think of more. Other series. So I thought I would have more answers to this question. Where did all the answers go?
It's that moment that you have basically a list in your brain, but then when the time comes, you forgot the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I do have another game in my mind. If you want, if you cannot think, I can explain the game franchise that I'm excited for.
Yep, sure.
Dispatch Season 2 and the Critical Role game that Idaho is working on. And Cass, play the Dispatch. I know that you have it because this goddamn guy won the giveaway for. Play it. It's the best. It's one of the best 12 hours you're spending with the game.
I will eventually.
Eventually, you'll play it soon, or I'll come to you and download it, and we're gonna play it together.
I think I do actually have it downloaded already. I just need to play it.
Their Critical Role game, whatever they are working, like Idaho is working on a Critical Role D&D, like their D&D run game, which I'm in mildly. Yeah, I'm curious about that. But they are 200% working already on Dispatch Season 2. Definitely.
Nice.
Because like the Critical Role CEO even said that they have to work on a Season 2 because it's now the hot, like it sold so well, and yeah, it's basically, I would say, even confirmed, even though they haven't not announced it. And more, please, I want more actions with Blonde Blazer, please. I'm a Blonde Blazer simp. Invisible, there's no problem with Invisible. I just prefer Blonde Blazer. If people have played Dispatch, they'll know I prefer it. Hopefully the freaking Wolf Among Us, or whatever their name is, that PlayStation 5 port, like the graphical update for that game, comes through, and that game and the Season 2 gets released. That's also what I'm looking for. But yeah, I recommend you getting into, if you want a good order, in my opinion, to play Resident Evil. If you are annoyed with tank controls, I would say play Resident Evil. If you dislike them, play Resident Evil 2 remake at the start. They are way easier. Okay. They are way easier to approach than the tank control. But if you want to try, I would say play the first remake of the original Resident Evil's remake, like a Resident Evil 1 remake. It's the same game, but it's just improved graphics and better voice acting.
Fair enough.
But then I would play Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake, because 3... with 3, the problem is it's quite short, so get them on sale. Then Resident Evil 4 remake, the original still stand-ups, but because the Resident Evil remakes have a same timeline, like the same story, they have the same voice actor for Leon, for all of the characters that are more games than one. And well, Requiem. If you wanna just play the Leon games, Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake, and then Requiem. That's the order.
Fair enough.
Because Resident Evil 2, Leon is the youngest, pretty baby face. Resident Evil 4, he's 31, I think. And then in Requiem, he's like 51 or something like that.
In Requiem, he is DILF.
More like he's getting into his grandpa age. But if you wanna try something new, play 7 and 8. Because they have also like the same story. Like it's the story of Winters, 7 and 8, and the DLCs. They are differently, but at the same time they are the same Resident Evil. You don't have to know basically at all of anything about Resident Evil if you play 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. And also in 8 you get to see Lady D.
Yeah, I remember her.
Miss huge long Miss Mummy legs, more like
8 foot tall woman that was all over the marketing for that game.
Actually, she's actually 9.1 if with the freaking heels. She's with those. She's 9'1", but normally she's 8'7", 8 something like that, 8.9 something like that. But yeah, Marvel's Wolverine is looking good. I'm excited for it because Insomniac makes good Marvel games, so yeah. Another horror game that you might wanna get is most obvious, but Amnesia. That's also a good horror game.
I actually do have the first one. I picked it up. I think it was going for free on Steam years ago, and I did actually add it to my library, and I just never got around to actually playing it. So, yeah, that one's a good shout. I have heard good things about that one too.
And also, you can thank that game basically launch like PewDiePie's career and good other content creators' career. Because this is my personal favorite post-apocalyptic story, and everybody who knows me a little bit better knows that what I'm talking about. Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, Metro Exodus. Whenever they reveal the new game, because they are working on a new Metro game, and if you ever get a Metro, if you ever get a VR headset on loan, even from a buddy, for example, Metro Awakening. But yeah, Metro, play those. They are perfect. They are really good. Even they are simple linear shooter games, but I just love them. They're dear to my heart.
Honestly, part of me also does want to try the Half-Life games.
Yep.
I've never played those. Obviously, here, everybody, especially Half-Life 2, these games are just always talked up by everyone who's ever played them. So I kind of want to give those a try. Not like coming. We will see if Half-Life 3 ever actually happens, but
technically it happened if Half-Life Alyx is basically Half-Life 3.
That's the VR one, right?
Yeah. But yeah, maybe it will happen. It's kind of the similar story with Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne Remastered or something like that.
Yeah.
It's mostly never happened. But if you're gonna play Half-Life, I would get Black Mesa. It's a fan reimagination, basically a remake from the fans of Half-Life 1. But you don't have to. It's the same game, but it's just better graphics. If you dislike the pixel, like what I know what freaking 19 when the game was really originally first, but like the game like Black Mesa is now like $3, and it's normally $20. But I'll say that the Half-Life 1 is freaking most good of times free. Like now it's basically $2.
Oh, nice. Good to know.
Like the thing is with you can point to every shooter and draw a line from this newest shooter to Half-Life, because every game is Half-Life thanks to Half-Life. You can point to Valorant and from Valorant to freaking Half-Life. And also Half-Life introduce stories into FPS games. Fun fact, Doom's original creator said that a story in a game is similar to porn movies' story. Nobody cares about that story.
Yeah.
But Half-Life and Valve introduced the story in Half-Life, which made people care why we are shooting aliens, for example, in Half-Life. They were like, why we are shooting, instead like original Wolfenstein and original Doom were just go and shoot. But Half-Life actually made a reason why we are shooting. I recommend you to check out Actman's video about Half-Life. That explains way better than I can why Half-Life is so important of a game to shooters.
Fair enough.
Also, another game that I recommend you to play, Walking Dead.
The Telltale one.
Yep. The first season, you'll cry, probably. The second season, you will like it. The third season, maybe you'll like it, maybe don't. Then fourth season, you will cry.
Alright, I will think about it.
And just pick the definitive edition. It's just all 4 games wrapped in a definitive way. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the remake, I'm excited for. Somewhat excited, because it's a Ubisoft game. You never know, but
I did not know they were remaking that.
Yeah, they are they're calling it Resynced, and it was one of the worst kept secrets in gaming, because the devs accidentally leaked it. The main guy, Edward Kenway's voice actor leaked that he is gonna be part of a remake, and also all the tech that they were making for Skull and Bones, even though the game is piece of ass. they are making improvements for that game for Black Flag remake, because they're both like Skull and Bones and Black, at least I think so. Black Flag remake and Skull and Bones are both using the same engine, so it's just easier if you make them first for Skull and Bones and then just copy them to Black Flag.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So at least we have a one positive side to Skull and Bones. Maybe try to get into Elder Scrolls 6 when that launches, even though that probably is gonna be ass. But there's a lot of games that you should be getting into, like again Witcher. And don't worry, you don't have to play Witcher 2 or you don't have to play Witcher 1 or 2. Witcher 3 does fantastic job of explaining characters' backstory. Why you like it's a long game, don't get me wrong. It's like freaking, for me the main story got like 120 hours. Of course, like it's not actually the main story's length because I did side quests, but anyways, the game will tell you like what happened to this character, or who's this, or who's that, or who's this. And also the way the game introduces characters is fantastic job. So Witcher 3, best 10 bucks. Yeah, that's my rambling.
Fair enough. Yeah, Witcher 3 is another game that I picked up on a good sale many years ago, so it is in my Steam library. I just have not actually played it yet.
Yeah, and I recommend you way play it on a controller. If you play on a mouse and keyboard, you're gonna have a tough time, in my opinion. It is a more of a controller game. It's not a necessary like for like you have to play with a control with a controller. It just works better. It's same with Resident Evil, like the remakes, they were way better with a controller. This is a maybe because some people hate Epic and Epic Game Store. I don't know if you do hate, but play Alan Wake 1 and then Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is one of those games that you're gonna be like, holy, this looks beautiful.
I will think about it if they ever come to Steam.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people hate Epic or dislike the Epic Game Store, but
Alan Wake 1 is on Steam,
yeah,
and it's got a really big sale at the moment.
Yep. But okay, the thing is, like, the reason why Alan Wake 2 is not yet on Steam is Remedy
because of Epic exclusivity deal.
Yep. But hey, if you don't want to play Alan Wake because you're gonna wait like forever because freaking they are not gonna put it on Steam a long time. Play Control and then Control Resonant, because Control Resonant is basically just Control 2. Remedy games are, in a nutshell, they are basically kind of like MCU. Every game is connected to each other, but it's not like MCU that you need to know kind of like what happened into this movie or this movie. There are Easter eggs or like DLCs linking to other projects, but like Control is its own thing, but it's on the Remedyverse.
So I have actually played a bit of Control. I got it on PS Plus when it was going out free on PS Plus a couple years ago, whenever that was. And I didn't really get along with it, honestly.
With the Remedy, the thing is, the stories are weird. They are artistic games, I would say. In a sense that you might be like, what the fuck is going on here? They have their weird own style, I would say. It's kind of like Hideo Kojima's own, like Hideo Kojima has his own style. Yeah, he is poop in writing dialogue, and just say that. Like, if just watch Death Stranding 1's opening cutscene, And you'll agree with me because that dialogue is actually horrifyingly bad.
I mean, from what I can tell, the entire Metal Gear series seems to be based around who at what point in time has the code name of boss, so...
Metal Gears, they are great games, don't get me wrong. They are fun, great games. But like, that's what I remember the dialogue on Death Stranding, when again, just people watch it on your own because I might get them wrong. Like Norman Reedus, the main character, says there was once an explosion. The explosion was once, like, he says the same thing twice or 3 times, the same point 3 times, and it's like, what the fuck? Can I skip this? Nope. This goes on 20 minutes, bruh. Hades 2 is a better improvement game over the first one. Also, Aphrodite looks way better in that game.
Noted. I will keep an eye if it ends up on sale at any point.
It will. To be fair, I would say I recommend every Supermassive game. They are all absolute fantastic games. If you want a historical medieval game that has no magic, it's a actually realistic game, and you want a LARPing simulator, you can probably guess which game franchise I'm talking about. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, okay.
That game is real, quote unquote realistic, with a hardcore combat system. But if you want a LARPing simulator with friends to LARP as a Viking, yeah, Valheim. Like, you can spend on Valheim like 400, 500, 600 hours just building your village, like, with friends. You're gonna fight bosses with your friends. The thing is, you can play that with friends, and it's actually a great survival game. And that game does early access, one of the best ways. So, and this is also one of the a good way me to say, I'm kidnapping you to play that game with me someday. Like, I believe on an official server you can play with like 5, 6, 7, 8 buddies, and you can just imagine 8 people building a village, sailing to another island. It's not like don't get me wrong, it's not like Minecraft. Like, what I mean by it's not like Minecraft, the world generation, I mean, because on Minecraft it's like 15 million x 15 million size of a land. This game, and it doesn't like generate the world. The world already has been generated. You have to just explore the world. Again, it's okay. It's a really good Norse mythology game that you can just spend hours without like caring about anything. Is there a story? Your story is your own. What you do in the game is your story. There is no like lore, basically, what I remember. It's just a good, fun, cool open world survival game. Which is, I think, yeah, I have spent like 142 hours on that game, and it's $10 currently. It's on sale, 50% off.
I'm gonna Leroy Jenkins the fuck out of this game if I ever do end up playing it.
Yeah, and the game has already gotten updates a lot. Like, I believe like the game is getting more hairstyles for the, and also you can create your character to how it looks for every you can make a new character, and there's skills. The things, if you want to be a basically perfect lumberjack, just trim wood and your skills are improving. And if you beat like a boss, the boss will give you like a power. You can only choose from, like, I believe there's 10 bosses, only one at the time. Like, if you wanna dig up more stone, you'll have to choose that boss's power, and that. The game has like 5-6 they have added 5-6 biomes already. The combat is pretty simple. They have added more ways to build. They have added more, like, the early access has basically perfect in that game. And it's no wonder the game has like 94% of positive reviews on Steam. And like the more you do, the more you unlock. The more you unlock, the more stuff you can build. You can build whatever. You can create a lot of tools to help you with your progress. And also, it's quite easy with the open world survival mechanics. Nothing will break. Like nothing is gonna disappear on your inventory. Like the users might go like the thinking you might end up using your like a tool to end, but it doesn't break. It's just you cannot use it, and then you just have to go on a workbench and click. It fixes it automatically. With food, it only grants you stamina and health. You don't have a hunger bar like on Minecraft. If you don't eat enough food on Minecraft, you'll die. On Valheim, you will survive no matter how long you go before eating. But if you eat like a good food, your health will go from 20 to like 200. But it's not like a forced thing. You can create potions. You can get animals like a huge freaking similar enemies. If you have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes, I have.
There's big. You can get as a big animal looking like Angs, the freaking that what they use for traveling. The freaking
the sky bison.
Yeah, the sky bison. You can get basically as that as a pet.
Nice. And that's cool.
And as a ride, you can ride them. You can use them as a traveling mechanic.
Yeah.
You can get wolves as pets. You can get a lot of animals as pets, but you have to train them from the start. You can fish, you can build, you can fight enemies, you can farm, you can force, you can troll your enemies. You can build huge Viking ships, decorate your house however you can. Yeah, like the game has everything. Like it's like one of my best buddies has like 500 hours with the game.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah, he has 666 hours. And unlike with Minecraft, there you can just host a game and friends can join. Bada bing, bada boom.
Fair.
In it, I know it's a thing on Bedrock Minecraft, but on Java you cannot just host your game and people can join. But Valheim, one of the best open world survival games out there. Yeah. Oh boy, it's almost been 2 hours. Holy hell. One final question is, what is your dream game?
My dream game is The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon 2.
Yeah.
That's it. I need it, Walter. I need it. I need it so bad.
With time. The freaking I forgot this to say that KOTOR, the Fate of the Republic, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic spiritual successor. That's also a game that I'm excited because I'm a Star Wars fan, and that is made by the guy who was the game director for the first or the second Old Republic, and like KOTOR 2 or 1, I believe. Knights of the Old Republic 1 remake or 2 remake. Like, I want a Star Wars RPG that is open-ended, has consequences, has choices, lets you create your character, lets you be basically whatever you want. Do you want to be a bounty hunter like Boba Fett? You can be. Do you want to be Sith like Darth Vader or Emperor? Do you want to look like a goddamn masochist murdering maniac in a goddamn robot suit? I want that. That is my dream game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or if it's not Star Wars, similar ideas. a space RPG that has laser swords, lightsaber. I hate that Disney made them calling laser sword. I hate that thing. But yeah, space RPG that has aliens, lets you create your character, has a good story, open-ended choices. That is, let's say, 80 hours long, 70 hours long, 90 hours long, something like that. Another one is that one that I'm already making it. Again, my game, post-apocalyptic city open world survival game. I want that. Somebody please make that. Good. Not bad like the day before. But yeah. Everybody go and follow Cass on his socials. Everything's gonna be down below. He is gonna be live. This is coming upcoming Sundays. So
should be live on the day this goes up then.
Yeah. So go and say hi to him if you are seeing this on Sunday. If not, go and say hi to him whenever.
When I remember to, I usually post my schedules on my Twitch, on my Twitter, and my Blue Sky, and in my Discord. Again, when I remember to. So
yeah. Thanks.
Usually pretty easy to find.
Yeah, thanks, Cass, for joining. And if you are ever buying from WaifuWares or Poggers Shop, just use my code WalterCC. You support your boy, and it helps me out. So thanks everybody for listening in this week's episode of YappingWalters, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.